Hello, everyone. My name is Chelsea, and welcome to the United World Week podcast. Our theme this time is media and communications, and today we will be hearing from Digital Oath. We're here with Marianne, and maybe she can present a little bit about herself and what she does.
Hi, so my name is Marianne. I'm Lebanese. I'm married. I have four children. I live in Lebanon. I'm an engineer. I'm a computer and communications engineer, and I'm doing actually my research at the Sofia Institute in Italy. I'm finishing my PhD there about the subject, and the subject um, is the digital oath. How to, and then this one that we'll present later on.
Thank you so much for joining us. So one of the first questions we have, it's one of the most complex challenges that opens up before us, that is artificial intelligence. So briefly, can you tell us what artificial intelligence is and what differentiates it from the internet that we already have so far?
So, artificial intelligence, I think everybody today heard something about it. So, when we say about AI today, we don't mean like a smart Google or a smart search engine. We mean big systems trained on very big sets that can detect pattern, they can generate language, this generative AI. They can generate images and codes. They can support decisions, increasingly act autonomously in narrow tasks. They're very powerful. So AI is not just like a digital archive either. It's like a prediction and generation engine somehow. The internet, it would mainly give us access to website, to databases, to services, to one another. AI, it adds a new layer, interaction, synthesis, simulation, thinking, now doing everything alone. With the internet, I used to search. With AI, I can ask a system to explain, to summarize, to draft, to compare, to translate, to create. That's a big leap. Another difference also is that the internet mostly delivered information created by humans. AI now can generate new content, it can imitate styles, it can personalize images, messages, mediate our relationship with reality at scale. It can really imitate certain outputs of intelligence, but it's not the same as human judgment or moral responsibility. That's another chapter. That's why many people also warn that we should take this system very seriously, and it's because of all the power that it has. So, uh, this is basically a little bit about AI.
Thank you. And according to you, what are the risks and benefits associated with digital technology in this very historic moment right now?
The risks and benefits are really many. They
Mhm.
come from the fact that we are AI is being deployed at scale, at speed, and it's taking part in everything we do in our intimate world. So they're no longer on the margin of life. They're inside our work, or inside the healthcare, the education, the finance, the public debate. So it has really big, huge, good benefits and real ones. So it's improving scientific research, it's expanding medical tools, it's supporting productivity, opening new forms of access to knowledge, uh, agriculture. Everything is being helped, let's say. It's being improved and augmented with AI. On the other side, of course, the same acceleration that we have in benefiting benefit in good for the good, it also multiplies the dangers. It can deepen inequality. It can concentrate corporate power because you can see all the power there is one in one place of the world. It can supercharge disinformation. It can erode the truth. What's left of truth you don't even know today. There are lots of AI related incidents because you never know what's good, what's bad. And so all the machines that they also have some work that cannot be done 100% right. And you can also go to the surveillance, the bias, the opaque decision making, the labor disruption, which is a huge deal. Who knows if our jobs will stay 10 years from now, what jobs will stay, the ecological cost because of everything, all the power it needs and all the power it consumes,
Mhm.
the deep fakes. Like, I mean, we can spend like 15 minutes just talking about that.
Mhm. Thank you. And what is digital oath? What are you working on?
So the digital oath is a way, it's a framework, actually. It's a framework that we're working on that looks at the people who are working, designing the systems, who are working, even the influencers, the media, the journalists, everybody who has access to some AI and to any technology in general. It looks at them and it tells them, look, you can do your job in a very responsible way. So this is what we start with, and then we design the whole framework. It has three levels of responsibility. It says before anything, it says, look, you're working on something that may impact other cultures and other peoples. Think first. Think first of the other peoples there. They might have a different culture. They might see things differently. They probably see things differently. So just put on these glasses before you start working. This is the preamble before we start with the oath. So keep your glasses on that things are different on the other side. And then we start with the three levels, and they're like sets of pledges. You say, I pledge. Um, so I pledge. The first level is the safe level where we say, I pledge if I'm for example a media, I'm working as a journalist. I pledge to make sure that whatever information I'm publishing, do my part to make sure that this information is 100% is not fake. So I'm not gonna send again and things that I know are fake. So this is as a first start. Like, I'm just being safe. I'm not forwarding any harmful information or data. So that's the safe level. And then I go to the responsible level, and then um, this is what I also call the non-maleficent. So where you say, I want to do no harm. So if I'm a journalist, I don't want to harm with my words. If I'm a technician, I don't want my system to be harmful. So I have to respect all the principles. I have to make it robust. I have to make it make sure it's safe. I have to make sure all what I'm doing is not risky, providing any dangers or risk, or also my words are not being harmful to those people who are living, I don't know, there in Sri Lanka. I don't know. So
Mhm.
this is promoting the non harmful use in the reflection of work. So that's the second part, and then the third part is the one that I like most, and it's a more positive part, and it says, like, look, you can do your work in a non-harmful way, but you can also add something. You can be beneficent to the others. You can use your work maybe in small details and promote values like solidarity, like empathy, like human centricity, like ecological responsibility. So all of these are then used inserted in the oath to encourage people to put the human at the center and make it look at the most vulnerable, like try to find solutions, maybe in small details, maybe in bigger details, but that could eventually do something beneficent to the rest of the world. So this is like in general the three levels that are included also with the preamble. According to our work today, we've already designed a digital oath that is for the engineers, and
Mhm.
then we also one which is for the education, and this is the one I was recently working on, and I will present in Egypt. So it's also for the education at entry and at graduation to oath, where we can work on so that we can feel more responsible and do more positive change to within our work. I also designed one for corporate governance, and one for media and journalists. And we also designed a digital dice where we can also try to think twice before we do anything in the digital world. So this is a bigger overview of the work today about the digital oath and how we try to use AI to be responsible and also beneficent.
That's lovely. At least from what I've understood, it's Digital Oath is trying to promote ethical and also positive use of artificial intelligence, but as well as technologies. And you've just mentioned a few people who it targets, but what about a person who's not involved in software engineering or in technology? For example, a content creator. Does it also apply to them as well?
Yes, the one which is designed for media and journalists, it applies mostly to the ones in the influencers, you know, because they also have lots of power. They can reach so many people, and if you can imagine, if they can, you can do some change also through that, it would be so much helpful. You know, some
Mhm.
words, it's for them it's easiest because it's about words, you know, it's not expensive. For engineers, it's much more depending on the cost, it's much more depending on the decisions that are taken in a company, etc. So that's where, I mean, you can do much more when you have access to media. When you have a voice, a loud voice in the media.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marianne, for joining us today. And it has been really, really inspirational to hear from you. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for the nice idea, and I wish you good luck for the rest.
Thank you so much. Thank you.